Hi guys, welcome back to Tika Haitana. My name is Abby, and today we are going to be doing our weekly chakra healing video. And I'm going to be using the Game of Thrones tarot deck that my sister got me for Christmas because they just released the trailer for the new Game of Thrones season 8, and I'm like, I'm excited. So we're going to keep using this one for now. And we're going to talk about quite a bit of stuff because last week was it was good at the beginning of the week, and I might be biased because it was my birthday. But towards the end of the week, anytime the moon's in Aries, it like squares a lot of things for me, so it's really weird. But like towards the end of the week, there was like this shift, and I felt that shift, and I was almost confused by the shift, even though I already knew that the shift was coming, but like it was like a like, oh, you're there kind of thing. It was very interesting. Like I had a really weird weekend for me personally. Aries moons do this to me though, all day, every day. But so let's talk about this week a little bit. Currently the moon is in Taurus. It was in Aries earlier today. By the time we come back again, the moon should be in Leo. There's going to be a full moon in Leo. First full moon of the year. Going to be very powerful. Really excited because I am a Leo rising. Leo moons are amazing for me. And we're also on Monday going to be coming into Aquarius season. So my Venus in Aquarius, that's also very excited. There's a lot of planetary support right now. And I'm really excited for these kind of shifts that are currently happening. So today moon is in Taurus. Then it's going to be moving into Gemini, then Cancer, and then we'll have our Leo moon. So this weekend should kind of be a little bit emotional for some people. I definitely see that. But interesting as well. I feel like as we move into Aquarius season, we're going to start seeing things a little bit different, and we're going to start focusing on crown healing work because Aquarius rules a crown, Uranus rules a crown space. So as we come out of Capricorn season, is very important to take the lessons that Capricorn season has taught us in order for us to heal through that mental space. So for this week, what is our blockage for our root chakra? What is our blockage for our... I knew it, but we're gonna talk about it. I mean, hold up. I feel like this is happening to other people other than just me, but we have the Ace of Cups and then we have the 10 of Swords. As Valentine's Day approaches, we're definitely, there's some people that are very like struggling emotionally to kind of get it together. We're gonna talk about it. This is gonna be a whole long thing because I have like a synchronicities and I'm gonna talk to you about that. How can we best heal our root chakra this week? How can we best heal our root chakra? Hold up. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Six of Coins. Ooh. Some of y'all are gonna get checked today. We're gonna talk about it though. What is blocking our sacral space this week? What is blocking our sacral space this week? What is blocking our sacral space? First card out, the Star. Oh. Okay, so that's interesting because the Star is this card of Aquarius, so that's crown work. So that's kind of weird how it's blocking your sacral space, but we're going to talk about it though. What is blocking our sacral space this week? Yo, these cards just want to tell stories. We got the Ace of Coins, the Nine of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Sun with the Star. So there's definitely some destiny situations taking a hand this week. I can definitely see it. Also, I do have the records open, the Akashic Records open right now, so just so you guys are aware. How can we best heal our sacral space this week? They just all want to come out. They have stories to tell. Oh, Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups, a Five of Coins, Death. Then we have the Two of Coins, a Two of Swords, and the Page of Spears. Okay. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I'm just going to stack these together, so we're going to just talk about it like that, because they're taking up too much space. Okay, so for solar plexus, what is blocking our solar plexus this week? A lot of stuff is happening today. That's just how I feel, generally speaking. Hold on. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups and the Six of Swords is blocking our solar plexus. And that's interesting because that speaks on last week as well. So some of you guys are having a little bit of a hard time. Moving with the shift. I mean, I will say the shift happened really weird, so I feels you. How can we best heal our solar plexus this week? How can we best heal? Okay, Seven of Swords, Nine of Cups, Ace of Swords. Okay, I can see that. What is blocking our heart chakra? I'm getting attacked. Attacked by tarot cards. What is blocking our... Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups, and then we have the Devil. Ooh, we're gonna talk about it for the heart space. That's very interesting, actually. How can we best heal our heart chakra this week? How can we best heal? We got the Three of Coins and the Hermit. So there's like this Capricorn Virgo energy like coming into play with this. But there's a lot of healing that needs to be done as well. What is blocking our throat chakra this week? The cards are just straight up like we out here. We out here. Okay. So the blockage, we have the Seven of Spears, the Hanged Man, the Tower, and the Knight of Spears. So there's a lot of frustration that it's being kind of spewed out. Because there's like there's a lot of tension here. There's a lot of it. How can we best heal our throat chakra this week? I'm getting attacked, guys. I'm getting attacked. Okay. Ooh. Oh, damn. That's powerful. We have the King, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Cups. That's very powerful for the throat chakra. You better speak words of love, or you better not speak at all. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Just blocking our third eye this week. Blocking our third eye. What is blocking our third eye? This one just did a somersault. We got the Page of Swords. What is blocking our third eye? So fresh energy. Blocking our third eye. And the King of Coins. So it does have to do. It correlates with it. It goes hand in hand with the root chakra. I would say that. Okay, let's heal our third eye this week. Let's heal our third eye this week. Let's heal our third eye. I'm getting attacked. Okay. Ooh. So we have the Seven of Coins, the Nine of Spears, and then the Four of Swords. Those were the three that came out. There we go. Okay. And then lastly, what is blocking our crown chakra this week? What is blocking our crown chakra this week? What is blocking our crown chakra? Doing somersaults. So we have the Five of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Magician. I think this is the second time the Magician came up in the crown as a blockage, which is interesting. Okay, how can we best heal our crown space this week? Ooh, how can we best heal our crown space this week? Okay, alright. Alright, bottom of the deck, Eight of Swords and the Emperor. Okay. I mean, that explains that with the whole Aries energy. But, okay. We have 4 cards jumped out. Yeah. Okay, so we have the High Priestess, the 7 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and then the 2 of Cups. We want our cake, and we want to eat it too. Okay, anyway. So starting off, let's just get right into it. So what's blocking our root chakra this week? We have the Ace of Cups and the 10 of Swords. So there's definitely some emotional stuff coming to the surface for a lot of people. But it's kind of like the whole you want your cake and eat it too, because that's literally the message that I'm getting from this reading. You want your cake and you want to eat it too at the same time. So the way that this Ace of Cups has manifested in your life hasn't necessarily been giving you what the Ace of Cups ideally should be giving you. There is definitely just a lot of pain, and it's like you're trying to hold on to the good parts of a relationship but not processing and understanding the negative parts of the relationship. So you keep getting stuck in this cycle of, again, going back to last week, letting go of something you know it's not meant for you, but you just can't for some reason mentally process that you just like, no, this is not a positive like ace for you. It's not something that, like, it's an illusion of love. It's an illusion of emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness, because it brings so much pain out of the situation as it continues to develop, and it doesn't make anybody feel good. There's just something very dark about it. It's not innocent, it's not genuine, it's not authentic. It's very much an illusion of love that for some reason, I mean, I feel like this is definitely, I would say, check your transits for this, especially if you're able to do a synergy chart with someone. Check what the transits are with that person. Check to see how it is that you are relating to that person, how your spirit is going to relate to the other person, because there are definitely some Pluto transits that make you obsess, in some placements that will make you obsess about a person that you'll feel like it's meant to be, that is destiny, that is all of these beautiful, beautiful things. But then it ends up being like just that, an obsession of the depth of this kind of connection that you have, when the reason why that even connection was even there, like why that person triggers that Pluto, is because there is healing to be had there, whether it's karmic, past life, or whatnot. There's like healing to be had there. There's something lingering that you know it's deep enough. It's a deep enough connection where you know there's something there, but it's more about processing the trauma of it than actually living and brewing in that space. There's like something karmic about this love, and it's like the way it's been handed to you in this lifetime is not necessarily, you know, like you're not supposed to keep this person in your life. There's something that, like, your soul knows. You deeply emotionally know that this person's not meant for you, but still you hold on because you feel this karmic, like that Pluto, that past life, that death. There's something there. There's some love that was shared, that it's so powerful that it has like come in karmically into this lifetime, but it's there for a reason. Because even if you've had like past loves and past lifetimes, that doesn't mean that in every lifetime you will have the same love. Like, you are able to have many loves throughout your lifetimes, and some of the time you'll have constant lovers and soulmates that you'll pull in different ways. They're not always going to end up being your match in that specific lifetime, based on when you need to heal and how you need to grow and what your impact needs to be on the world or in yourself or in your own healing. So they're not always going to be that connection, like that karmic connection. Sometimes they're just going to be a lesson, but that lesson stays as long as you keep it. And this is what this card is saying. It's like, hey, you know, I'm going to keep tormenting you as long as you kind of make this in an illusion that you think you want to transform this into this. Like, I'm going to keep tormenting you just as long as you want me to be here tormenting you. And if that ain't deep, I don't know what is. So the best way to heal that this week, we have, ooh, I'm sorry. Whew. So we have the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Six of Coins. And then this goes into hand in hand into who's being fair to who. The Four of Pentacles always asks you to really hold on to your bearings and really check what you're being stubborn on, but also to come back to yourself, because this is the Four of Pentacles. It's strength in many ways, and the reason why it's strength is because it's asks you, hey, what are you holding on to? What do you know? What is it that you like to hold on to? What is it that you like about yourself? What is your truth that you continuously put up on a pedestal, and you parade around as a fact? Like, this is this is what those things that people are like always like, oh, you never change, this is, you always do this, this is the Four of Pentacles energy, the stuff that you never change, the stuff that you, whether it be in the physical realm or on the actual like things you say. It's about processing the fact that the things that you're holding on to, that's kind of either burning you, I can't say it right, yeah, I know what I'm trying to say, but it's either bringing you down, or it's just a part of your space, a part of who you are in a positive way. And this is a very stubborn card. This is like the stubbornness of an earth sign, and we do this all the time as earth signs, because we love to live in a very consistent life pace, style, whatever it is. We all earth signs like consistency, like to have their lifestyle maintained. So this type of energy is very, it's meant to be processed in a certain way. Like, you have to really come back and check yourself, because earth signs are so stubborn. They need to really get checked sometimes, and that's when that Uranus energy comes in. And then when Uranus goes back into Taurus, you'll be seeing that kind of shift a little bit, and like, no, because of that energy of like, hey, but you can't always stay fixed, like that Taurus fixed energy. It's hilarious that we're talking about Taurus, because the moon is in Taurus right now. And as lovely and as amazing as Taurus energy is, at the end of the day, you cannot always hold on to the same thing. You must add things to what you love, what you want to have in your space, what you want to create in your space. It can't always be the same thing, because then you're not growing, and then you're always going to stay the same, as people say. Anyway, then we have the Page of Cups with the Knight of Swords and the Six of Coins. And what this is really saying with the Page of Cups is it's asking you to look at the innocence of this love. It's asking you to really, and with the Knight of Swords, it's like saying, hey, I need you to process this mentally. I need you to process this love in its purest form, because that's what the Page of Cups brings. It brings the purest emotional gift of what love should look like or should be. And the way you process this is by really looking at the situation and being fair to yourself. That's what the Six of Pentacles it's saying. It's like, hey, how much of this have you been giving to others? How much of this have you been giving? How much of yourself are you going to give until you accept that what you want is not going to be given to you? It's not going to be fair. It's about mentally processing this emotional truth. This is what this is saying. You have to mentally process the fact that this relationship, this situation is not meant for you, and you have to accept it in its innocent form. Whether when it came in, yes, it had its, again, going back to that Pluto energy, because it triggers that like connection that is almost like this karmic love, and you just feel so deep about it, but then it's like not meant for you, and you're like, but no, because Pluto has a way of making you obsess about certain things. That's why Scorpio bees the ways they bees occasionally, and it's like that. No, but there's something there. My soul just connects to this person, like that thing. I get it. We gets it. The cards gets it. But at the end of the day, in this lifetime, are you meant to be with this person? You already know what the answer to this is. So what the cards are saying, hey, in order to balance your root chakra, you really need to be honest with yourself about the situation. You really need to say, hey, like, this is my truth, and this is what I know, and this, you know, just straight up honesty. That's it. For your sacral space, we have the Star, the Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Sun. So some people are very much, first of all, let's shift. Some people are you know, it felt weird. I mean, agree to disagree, but it felt really weird this weekend. I will say that. But the star speaks on your destiny. It speaks on the larger parts of your journey. And a lot of people are kind of struggling as far as job wise. I mean, Capricorn season will bring that up in you, like as far as worrying about work and worrying about like being stable, financial, and you know, that's part of what Capricorn season brings. The blockage here is the fact that there's a lot of worrying here with this Nine of Swords. There's a lot of like mentally kind of dragging yourself about your path, because the star is destiny. That Aquarius, it's again the reason why their power is to disconnect in order to look at the grand scheme of things, is because that speaks on destiny. So when you have this kind of combination of, hey, you know, my destiny is not really like developing the way that I want it to, like what I really want, I want to be happy, I want to have this like sun energy, I want to have this like the wheel of fortune to move and have this abundance and have this luck and opportunity come through, but it's kind of like I feel like I'm stuck, or I feel like I don't know how to work with this energy. Like I feel things shifting, but I don't know, like it's kind of bringing weird kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like when I wish, I mean, we're about to go into a fixed sign, so you guys will have this energy anyway with Aquarius, because even though it can be very transformative, it is a fixed sign at the end of the day. Aquarius can get stuck in different timelines, I would say. It's a very complex sign, but at the end of the day, it really needs to look at the bigger scope, and it's because that's Saturnian energy. When it comes in with Aquarius, what it's asking is, what it's saying is like, hey, the reason why you need to look at the larger scale of things and look at your journey, it's so on the long run you have your stuff stable, you can see where the problems are, so you can really address them in the long term. So when it comes to like the shift and as it's coming, it just feels kind of weird, because Aquarius energy is a very weird energy. It's a very different, eclectic. It's not superficial. It's just not like that. It has a deepening to it that is very much divine, as it is crown energy, and that type of energy, a lot of people don't understand it. So when the sun starts shifting from Capricorn, which is very grounded and earthy and like, you know, in many ways comfortable, and you know what it is because it deals with the physical realm, when we start shifting this week into Aquarius, it's going to feel like you're kind of, you know, like it's weird. That's the best way I can put it. But that blockage in that sacral space is really about not seeing the way that your life is playing out. But also the reason why a lot of this is blocked is because the root chakra is like a hot mess. A lot of people need to accept that things are shifting, and the energy is there for you to accept these truths, so you may continue your destiny the way you're supposed to do it. But if you keep holding on to certain things, it's just not going to work. The best way to heal that this week, we have the Six of Cups, the Five of Coins, Death. And what is this talking about? Because we just talked about this in the root chakra. Six of Cups, Five of Coins. This is something that's deep. This is something that's like going down into, again, this is lifetimes. Like you've spent many a lifetimes with this person, and for some reason this lifetime is just not working out the way that you know this connection to be. And so there's like this, the Five of Pentacles really speaks on, sorry, that's the heater. The Five of Pentacles really speaks on like feeling completely just drained, not having anything left in the situation. Like you know that this connection is good, but at the same time you feel completely drained. And with the Death card, it's just like, hey, you know, this is like past life. Hey, like this is like, you need to let it go. Hey, like this is, you don't always have to keep the same person in. You're gonna have multiple different people that you're gonna be drawn to, that you're gonna connect to, and this person is not it. It just ain't it. Then we have the Two of Coins, the Two of Swords, and the Page of Wands. And what this is saying is really to weigh out what it is. Stop blocking yourself. Stop blocking your intuition. Stop blocking yourself. Really listen to yourself in order for you to make the next steps, continue on your journey, continue on your path in order for you to come out clear, because this is like fresh energy. The Page of Spears is always fresh energy, like saying, okay, you know what, this is the beginning of the year, we're not doing this, like we're just not, we're not going to do this, we're not going to give this more time than it needs to, we're not going to give it another year of our lives. Like, this is really saying, like, weighing out what the options are, what the issues are, what the truth is, and saying, you know what, I'm not going to block myself anymore. I can't do that. I can't really sit here and give this person any more of my time. It's just draining me, and I can't do it anymore. And then actually then taking the steps to look at your larger picture. What do you want to do with everything else in your life? What do you want to do? Because I feel like, and I definitely am like this, I get fixated on people sometimes, and I just, especially when I fall, I have Venus in Aquarius, so when I fall for someone, I can be so detached as far as just everything in my life. But when I fall for someone, I get very much like, oh my god, where have you been in my life? and then I swear I turn into the let me love you meme. Like, Venus in Aquarius, let me love you meme from the get-go. All we have to do is be like, but they said that one thing that was so deep that, like, nobody else noticed that they said. Why didn't nobody understands this person more than I do? So obviously it be getting like that with Venus and Aquarius. We're very much weird with the way we love. We fall for people for their weirdness and for their moments that nobody else seems to catch, and it's a very genuine thing. But when we're not in love with anybody, we're very chill, we're very detached, we're doing what we want to do. It's a very chill energy, and it's really about expanding our consciousness at that point. So for me, when it comes to this, it's just like saying, hey, you know, I'm not trying to fixate on anybody right now, but when they come in, then it turns into, okay, this is fresh energy, this is new energy, this is something, this is, okay, what's that? What did they say? What, you know, and then it turns into like this emotional connection instead of it being a draining one. And I think a lot of you guys just really need to give yourself the opportunity to move on, especially if you felt like something was super karmic, because those types of shifts are, and those types of moments and those type of people that come into your life are they're very powerful. They have a very powerful presence in our lives, and it's oh god, it hurts, and I know it hurts, and I know they do stuff that hurts us, and I know that they say things and that they have us question so much, and that's what they're meant to do. And it's just about accepting things as a fact. I mean, that's the whole entire point of their presence, I promise you. For the solar plexus, we have the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Cups. And this is really saying, like, a lot of you have been having kind of a hard time. I mean, Capricorn ain't no party season, I will tell you that much. So there is an element of this that's like, you know, when it comes to actually coming together collectively or moving forward mentally, or actually listening to some of your friends and what they've been saying about the situation, if you've been asking for advice, it hasn't been taken by a lot of you. A lot of you are not taking the advice from whoever it is that's giving you advice, whether it be a spiritual leader, someone who divines, someone, or your friends, your family members, whatever the case may be. It has not been taken, and so because you have not taken the collective conclusion of how others are seeing the situation from a detached point of view, which, by the way, is very Aquarius. That's literally what Aquarius do. They're very detached from the situation, and they're able to really see the problems that you might not have noticed about this. And so because you have not taken this advice, your solar plexus is blocked because there is no will to kind of move anywhere. That will is blocked mentally. That will is blocked with the 6 of Swords. And the best ways to heal that this week, we have the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. And this is really about going back to your minds and showing it who's boss. The 9 of Cups really asks you to go back to what makes you feel good. What really, like, mentally gonna, this is like taking sage and just saging your whole entire face, because that's what this is. The 7 of Swords asks you to address the things that have been running away with your mind, running away with your thoughts, the lies that have been shown to you, the truths that have been shown to you, the issues that have literally mentally, verbally, that you've seen come up, that you had to process. Like, really look at the entire picture of it and say, wait, this is a hot mess. this doesn't make me feel good. And at the end of the day, it's about making you feel good. Your chakras are on, the reason why they be blocked in the first place is because you don't feel good. That's just really it. And it comes, your emotions get triggered like that, because if your whole energy is all, it's a shit show, you're not gonna feel good. And that's really, it's about, okay, you know what, I've been giving this too much of my time, I cannot continue to do this to myself, I need to go back to me. I'm sorry. Especially by the time I see y'all again on this Leo moon, like, y'all think y'all know. We start off Aquarius season on a Leo moon, and y'all think y'all trying to feel bad? Not today, Satan. Not today. Dude, this is not the time. Especially with the, because the solar plexus will be highlighted. Anytime, like, that there's a Leo moon or the sun is in Leo, your solar plexus, your ego is highlighted. Your house of pleasure is like coming alive. Like, you really need to focus on what makes you feel good, and what, you know what doesn't make you feel good? All this drama that's been happening in your life because of this situation that you know you need to let go. Like, hey, you have the Ace of Swords, and really that having that clarity and cutting that out, like using that ace to really saying like, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm sorry. Like, when you say no, like, no is a very powerful word. When you're just like, yo, I'm done. No, I'm not doing this no more. When it's a very powerful intention, the word no, like, no, I'm not doing this. I can't do this anymore. No, we need to break up because this is not working. No, we need to break up because I don't have feelings for you. No, this is too complicated. It doesn't help me. It's not healthy for me. No, I'm sorry. I cannot continue to give you my time. Because as we've been talking about for like 2 months or 3, or like, I think like 6 months at this point, what do Capricorns care more about more than anything? Time. If you waste our time, and time is highlighted during the season, it's like, what have you been making me waste my time on? This is getting ridiculous. And then Saturn be it the one that you really want to, even though Pluto's the one that's stirring the pot, like Saturn be it the one that's really bringing this karma to you, and understanding that people will come in karmically to teach you lessons. Like, hey, Saturn's not out here trying to land you like these like I'm not trying to say that he's not trying to make you have a great time or a good life, or like have that abundance, but that's not what he rules. He doesn't rule abundance. That's Jupiter. Okay, Saturn rules karma. He's like, okay, well, you did this in your past life, or you did this when at this time, and you keep dating the same fool, so I'm gonna send you this person because you so seem to keep calling this type of same energy in, and I'm gonna send you this person, and you either gonna learn the lesson this time, or you're gonna get stuck in this loop, and then you're gonna watch your life stay stuck in this loop. And then by the time you have a midlife crisis later on, because you stay stuck in this loop of toxicity that you could not say no to for whatever reason, even though you have the full capacity and power to be like, no, you're gonna be stuck in this karma. And then you know what happens when when karma is being dealt to you, but you do not handle it or process it properly. What happens is that you just make the karma and the trauma a lot bigger. You just turn that situation into a new trauma, and so then that needs to be dealt to you in a different time. So it's really about saying no. It's like, hey, okay, you know what, I learned my lesson, I'm not doing this shit no more. Simple. Thank you. Next. We gonna keep saying that. Ariana knew. Anyway, for the heart chakra, we have the 8 of Cups and the Devil. So this is very interesting, because I definitely feel like in this is like, it's definitely is Capricorn energy, but it is the things, that's that 4 of Pentacles energy that I was talking about in the root chakra, which is, root chakra is also ruled by Capricorn, do not forget. This 8 of Cups with the Devil is really speaking on the things that we don't want to let go. That's that 4 of Pentacles energy, because the thing that you need to understand about Capricorns is that we embody all of the energies of the other earth signs as well. We can be perfectionists like Virgos. We can be stubborn like a Taurus. We take all of their best and worst qualities, but we are able to move from them. That's the point of us being cardinal. We're able to transmute that into something else. But Capricorns, we do this. We get too comfortable in situations that we want to just hold on, and then we don't want to let go because we just know, and then it just turns into the thing. But the thing that you need to understand with this combination right here, these 2 cards, is that Capricorns also can see lessons from a mile away. We get that gift from Saturn. We can see when something is good and something is bad. That's why we also give really good advice, especially when it comes to long term. So when you're looking at this combination, it's just like, hey, I get that you want to hold on because you think somehow that this is magically gonna work and that this is meant for you. It's cute that you think this. It's cute. But ultimately, you need to transmute this, and the way you do that is by really letting it go. You are accepting the truth of that situation, and then you are actively saying, okay, well, let me set a new intention. Let me use this earth energy to really ask for and call for something that is meant for me now, as far as my larger journey. Because there's like, this reading has like worries about your larger part of your life, your larger journey, underlining this crazy obsessive love situation that has not been in alignment with your spirit, and you know it hasn't been in alignment with your spirit, and it's at this point making you sick, because this is just physical. And so when your heart hurts this bad and you're just not letting it go, because this is the blockage right here, when you're not taking in that Capricorn energy and really processing and planning those intentions for how you want the year to look like, then you're stuck. You're just stuck. And the heart chakra is where we heal our past lives from. So this is an issue, because this is also a very deep rooted issue. Capricorns, again, karma, trauma, like all this stuff, Saturn is dealing that to you. There's a reason why you need to let this go. There's a reason why you need to accept the truth about this lifetime, that whether it's this lifetime or a past lifetime, in this karma, there's a reason why it's there, and it's about really going in. And that's why the best way to heal that this week, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Hermit. Fun fact about this, I've been getting the download for a while that I need to start doing Akashic Records readings, and I've kind of been putting it off because a part of me has just been doing a lot of healing work in the records, and I know I'm going to be reading for people, and I'm okay with that. I know a lot of what I do in my life is about serving others, but I've been kind of holding on and kind of pushing it, but I keep getting sent people that need to do a lot of past life work, and it keeps getting sent to me, and it's always like, hey, can you read my records? And I'm like, I'm not there yet. Like, I'm there yet, because Spirit has already given me the green light, and they have told me, hey, you need to start doing this. But I have been kind of, you know, like, inching slow at this, and this is kind of what this is. For me, this is a separate message, because I know that I have to help others do that inner healing work with the records. So that's a service that I will be providing soon on my website, and I will let you guys know when that's up. It's probably going to be the next week, starting of Aquarius season, because Aquarius, again, rules the crown, and that's how you connect to the records in the first place. So I'll let you guys know when it's up. But for this, with the best way to heal your heart chakra this week, you see how it has the Hermit and the Three of Pentacles. So sorry about that. I magically, because I have my phone on airplane mode, I got a call during the recording. So even though my phone is on airplane mode, which worked out because I had food in the stove, so I had to just go turn it off. So thank you, Spirit, for that. Anyway, so back to the reading. So for the Hermit and the Three of Coins, what this is really saying is that there has been foundations that were built, previous foundations that are built, that you really need to reflect on emotionally in order to clear up that space, and that has to do with opening the records. And I'm not offering the Akashic Records reading right now, but I'll pull the link to one of my friends who he does Akashic Records readings. That's one of the things that he offers as a service. So if you guys wanted to get a reading this week, then you can contact him as well. But for this week is really saying, hey, you really need to reflect on why this is such a seed that has been planted like from lifetimes ago. Like, this is something that is coming back, and that's the reason for it. It's because there's a connection there, and yes, there is a connection, but that doesn't necessarily mean that in this lifetime the fruit that is been given to you is necessarily one that is fruitful, that is good and not poisonous, that it's like meant to last. that is something that you can really grow and continue to evolve from. This is definitely a lesson, and it's asking you, the cards are asking you to reflect on this truth that you already know, so you don't have to be in pain or suffer because of it. So that's for the heart space. Now for the throat chakra, there's like a lot of stuff going on. I feel like a lot of people are saying things out of anger. Watch yourself this week during the Gemini moon, because Gemini moons tend to be like, as a Gemini moon myself, I can definitely say this, like I can go from 0 to 100 real quick, especially if I'm already irritated, real quick. I've gotten really good at like with it over the years, but the moon is still, my moon is still there. It's still gonna be there. Like there's still like, if I'm already mad at something else, I could just pop off at somebody who pisses me off. Like cause why? You know, like it's still there. And there is some of you that are going to say some things that you may not mean this week, because in the blackish we have the 7 of Wands, the Hangman, the Tower, and the Knight of Wands. So this is really coming, it's kind of like something that's been boiling. There's a lot of tension that's been boiling, that is just like, oh, that's building that fire. That wand energy is just like building that fire, like, hey, you know what, I've been stuck on this so long, and I've been struggling with this for so long, that at this point I'm just popping off. And that's really what it is. That Tower energy is just like, when it happens, you might not even like kind of recognize yourself in the moment, because you might just say something that you like out of your own character, and you might pop off of the wrong person, or you might, it's gonna be random. But watch the Gemini moon, because again, they rule communication. That's what Geminis rule. So that's kind of one of the best times that if you wanted to use that energy to hurt somebody, you could, if you wanted to. So watch that for the throat chakra, because that blockage is not a good thing. And the way to heal that this week, we have the Queen of Swords and then the King of Cups, and this is really bringing you back to emotions, the nurturing side. Why are you popping off? Why are you not in control of your thoughts, of your feelings, of your mind? Even though your mind is really hard to control, because it has, you know, it's so much stuff, but it controls every other aspect of you. You can make decisions, you can set intentions, you out of being emotionally in a good place. And why haven't you set the intention to be in an emotionally good place? Why are you not choosing yourself, not choosing to be in your power, not understanding that you have the power in the situation? So this is really saying like, hey, you know, you can control this. Like, you know, you have the ability to just choose to say no, choose to say like, I'm not going to, you know what, I'm not gonna even say anything, it's not worth my time. You have the ability and you have the power, and you have to remember, like, use these swords, especially because we have it in our solar plexus. Use the sword at your discretion, but don't use it to like cut people up just because you're frustrated that shit ain't working out for you right now. For the third eye, we have the Page of Swords, and then we have the King of Pentacles. And this is interesting because it's a nod to the root chakra. But for the third eye is really saying that the blockage here is the inability to not only be grounded, but also the inability to let your mind, your thoughts, your ability to connect, to receive messages is blocked. It's just not there. You're not allowing yourself to be in this power, even though you could very well be in this power. You're not allowing yourself to thrive in that space. So you're not able to receive messages, which would be very grounding and could help you achieve so much success and so much abundance, and bringing that into your space, into your life. You're not able to achieve that because you're blocking off the ability to hear, the ability to connect. There's actually someone that I met recently that kind of does this. It is kind of really interesting, because they happen to be an earth sign, but they have this ability that they have all these like different gifts, but they for some reason don't accept the fact that they have these gifts. It's like, I have this one friend who really good at like manifesting, really good, like out of frustration, really amazing at manifesting out of frustration, let me tell you. But when they want to manifest just straight out of positivity, like I'm ready, I'm open, like it doesn't happen. And it's because she's gotten so used to manifesting from a place of her darker part of herself, like having to get agitated to be able to tap into that energy, that she doesn't know how to do it when she's in a good mood. And this is really what this is. There's a lot of like especially everybody that's contacted me last week as far as like dream work and different things, there's a lot of messages that are coming through for people, but it's just like you don't want to take the messages that are coming in, and because you're not accepting your own power and the fact that you have the ability to do this, it's just blocking your third eye. It's just like, well, you know, I'm here, but you're not using me, so what are we talking about here? The best way to heal that this week, we have the 7 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and then the 4 of Swords. And what this is really saying, 1, you need to meditate. 2, you need to set the intention to be better to your mind, to yourself, to your different chakra points as well. Not just focusing on the physical, which is that King of Pentacles energy, the physical realm, but focusing on all of aspects of your energy, which include water, air, and fire. Not just using your fire for negativity or like your passion and your drive for to attack or to be just frustrated or all that, but instead really honing that in order for you to connect the way you want to connect, to have this ability that you want to connect to. The 7 of Pentacles speaks on setting an intention, a clear one, in order for you to move forward from a good place. The 9 of Wands really saying, it's always talking about the fact that you've had to go through hell to get to this point. You had to go through hell to be still standing, and understanding why you had to go through that hell. It really speaks on your ability to integrate a lesson even though it doesn't feel good, and the way you do that is by meditating, connecting to the divine, to yourself, to your higher self, to your ancestors, whoever it is that you need to connect to in order to receive those messages to help you. This, for some people, the Page of Swords and the King of Coins is also just a disconnect from the ancestors as well. Some people really need to do some ancestor work and to give libations, to communicate with them, ask them for help, pray, whatever it is that you need to do. Some people really need to connect to their ancestors, because there is your root chakra is your connection to your ancestors as well. And so when that is in the blockage and you have this inability to feel the love that you want to feel, it's also because you don't feel that coming from your guides, from your from those spirits that are there to help you. And what this is really saying is like, hey, you need to, yeah, you've been through a lot, but you know who's also been through a lot? Your ancestors. You know, they've been through a lot too, and they really need to, like, they can help you through this process. Like, you know how many ancestors you have that could have gone through the same exact situation that you've gone through, probably even worse based on the timeline and, you know, the time they were here. You know how many ancestors you have that you can really hone in and really ask for guidance at this time? Like, what are we talking about here? Okay. So for the crown chakra, we have the Magician, and then we have the 5 of Wands in reverse. So definitely willpower is all over the place. I mean, we talked about that earlier. But with the Magician in the blockage, this is really saying that you're not in your power, which is a problem because Capricorn energy brings the energy of, we got our shit together, like trying to get our shit together, like trying to be very powerful, like, because Capricorns are very powerful people anyway. We are very impactful. We impact generations. We impact the masses. This is why we rule government. This is why we rule social status. This is why we, like, there's a reason. And so when you have this in the blockage, in the crown space, is really like saying, hey, one, this is Mercury, so you're not able to receive these messages right now, even though you quite could if you opened yourself up to it. But you also, there's your drive and your passion is blocked. There is a disconnect from your journey here, and that's probably why the Aquarius card came out when it did, because there is a disconnect from your journey here. And your divine self, your crown, that crown connection is what gives you access to helping you unlock and your journey and heal through that journey throughout your life. It's your crown space. And as we go into Aquarius season, we're going to be talking about that more. But for this week, there is a need to really, really come back to your power. It's just like, it's a hot mess. And that's probably why we're starting off Aquarius season with the moon in Leo. Like, ain't nobody out here more powerful than a Leo occasionally, let me tell you. As a Leo rising, I can confirm. um, for how the best way to heal this. We have, and of course this was going to happen, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess. Some of you do need to get a reading done. Some of you do need to, like, there's some people that need spiritual help, spiritual healing, Reiki, cleanse. A lot of people need help, but from others, because they're not there yet. You're not, if you're not in the magician type of place and you're not able to yourself be implementing this type of power onto yourself, because you're not honing it. So for others, the answer is going to come from seeking help and seeking guidance, seeking healing from others this week. Seven of Cups really sets the intention for, and keeping it kind of open as far as what you want to come in, how you want to connect, what your dreams are telling you as well. This is a big one for dreams. Really pay attention to the messages that come through, especially while the moon is in Gemini. Don't use it as slash people verbally. Use it to really hone into those messages. Great time to get a reading done as well this week. Then we have the Four of Cups to the Two of Cups, and this really has to do with, still, as far as what the messages come in, listen to what it's telling you about where you're at, especially with the situation that has been happening for a long time. Look at how it's all come together. Look at how it's developed over time, how it's healed you, how it's helped you, how you know this is a lesson but you don't want to accept it and you want it to be something more. Look at really what the bigger picture is and focus on what this relationship brought you, like the truth of it. Focus on what, like, finding really what that connection is. I really do feel like a lot of people are going to need to do Akashic Records readings or tarot readings or something of the sort. There needs to be some divination this week, connecting to the divine. You can ask your spirit guides as well to give you signs, or angels, or guides, but there is a need to have some sort of clarity and an acceptance of what this relationship is this week. That's what it is with the crown space. So I'm mad because I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I already shuffled the oracle cards, so we're just gonna take them, especially because of the one that just jumped out. I am like laughing my ass off right now. Okay, so we're gonna start with the Enchanted Map oracle. I thought I did it on camera, but apparently I never pressed the button, so yeah. Anyway, so we have 17. Almost there. Okay. Ghostlands. You can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. Why do I do tarot readings? I'm still gonna contemplate on this. Whatever you set your sights to, too far ahead, you may run the risk of losing your footing. For rarely do the present and the future match up exactly as the enchanted map that it is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You cannot live there. Yet you can make measured steps towards a goal or a dream. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember the beautiful moments or revisit lessons you've learned. However, you can't live there, nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most powerful place to put your attention. The magic reaches out in every direction further than the heart and soul can see. I don't know why I do tarot readings, but we're going to talk about it later. And then we have, oh wow, so look up the number 8 because this one was 17. And this one is 35, so 3 plus 5. So look up the number 8 this week as far as numerology goes, because some of y'all need to read that one. Then we have education. Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just reading about it. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction to take, your circumstances, or the nature of your inquiry. Important information is coming. Now it's time to go to school, ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or a course of study so that you can more clearly understand what the next right action must be. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school, and you must learn by experience. Now is a time to be teachable, open to changing your perceived notions. Be a student and willing to state the most powerful mantra of all. I don't know yet. So then we have I pulled some cards from the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck, which Marcella sent to me, and I'm really excited about this deck because it's just so pretty. Like, look at this deck. It's really, really pretty. I love this deck so much. So the cards that I pulled from the Sacred Symbols deck was, and you guys are gonna laugh, past life. Literally, first card that jumped out and did a backflip was past life. And what this card is talking about, again, some people this week, you guys need to open the records. You guys need to get your Akashic Records read, open, dissected, integrated into yourself, so you can heal from this past life love relationship, past life like karmic situation that's been happening that keeps coming up for you, because there is a darkness about it, but there's also a genuine love that's coming from this past life that you for some reason have not been able to let go, and you need to let it go in order for you to continue into the next step. There is a lot of karma that's being dealt this week. You'll see this kind of been playing out. It's been playing out for a long time, but right now it's really the time to get that healing and do the work, so you're able to continue and move forward into the next. Honestly, that's what I see for this. Then we have fire, transformation, and stormy. And again, if you already saw the reading for the rest of it. We talked about the fire, we talked about mishandling it, we talked about the journey, we talked about where you're setting your intentions, we talked about it. So there's really a point where you're gonna have to let this fire change you. This is very scorpionic, Plutonian energy, as well as this. All of these cards are very Scorpio. And the reason why it is because the energy of that transformation comes from that phoenix burning in the ashes and the flames, dying, and then coming back to life and transforming into a better, bigger part of yourself, a better part of who you are. And that does not come without you going through the storms. You don't transform from being happy all the time, if that makes any sense to you. You have to go through these crazy waves, these crazy stormy waters, in order for you to come out of the fire alive and as a better person, in a better place, feeling lighter. And that's really the point. Feel lighter when you're like taking out the baggage from past lives, and when you're cleansing, and when you're really sorting out. It's kind of like recycling, right? You want to sort out what your trash in the right receptacle. That's really what this is. When the past life card comes up, and when the past lives are really affecting your time and really affecting your life, so much so that they're bringing people in, they're bringing karmic love in, and you're just feeling like divine connection, but at the same time you're feeling so much pain. There's a reason. You need to sort out your trash. You need to really sort out accept why you need to put it in that bin. It is necessary. It's part of the process. It's part of your journey, and which is the whole entire point. It's supposed to help heal your own journey. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. I will let you guys know when I'm doing the Akashic Records readings as well. It's definitely going to be Monday next week. I'm pretty sure of it, but stay tuned for that. Yeah, I will see you guys next week.